And welcome back to another Scrapbook Sunday 101. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. And my mug isn't here. Well, if you like my mugs that I usually show and the t-shirts and sweatshirts, just go to stampersdelightshop.com where you can purchase those. Also, as a reminder, I have my Fun Fold Club going on, or Fun Fold online class going on for February, which is the hot air balloon suite. And you can add on another set of cards using the Ice Cream Swirl. So you're going to want to sign up for that. You do get the designer series paper, the gems, and the coordinating twine, which you're going to be using with both card classes. So you can sign up for one, or you can sign up for the hot air balloon and then add the ice cream swirl. Okay, so today I just have a couple quick pages. I just want to get these done because the next few weeks the pages are going to get longer because we spent most of our time in Vegas and California. So here are the pages that we did so far. This is for my cross-country trip with my girlfriends. New York, New Jersey, and North Carolina. That's where we're all from. And then from North Carolina, we went to Tennessee. Hopefully you saw part 1 and part 2. And of course, this is in Nashville. Some more in Nashville. Now, some of my pages, I don't have all the little doodads that I want on them yet. I like to put my pages together, do my album, and then I go back and add some elements to it. This one I did add some elements to. This is from the Rock and Roll stamp set. And of course, I had purchased that Nashville guitar pick there. And then from there, we went to Memphis. And these are some pictures outside of Elvis's house. There's the Lisa Marie, and there is his house in the back. We didn't do the tour. Most of us have already been there, but we did want to stop. And then, of course, this is Beale Street, the home of the blues. And there's an element that I did put on there already because I knew exactly where I wanted to put that. Okay, so the next page is going to be just actually signs. So what I have here is I have a piece of boho blue, 12 by 12 paper, and then this is from, and I didn't write it down, but this paper's from our annual catalog, and all the description of the papers and stuff that I'm using are below and also on my blog. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to trim this down a little. Again, this is Scrapbooking 101 because I don't do real intricate pages. My main goal is just to get these in an album. So I'm just taking off 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I'm sure you've seen me do that before. And if you notice that mug right there, it says what I say all the time. It's all about the memories. So maybe your pictures aren't that great, and I know some of mine aren't, but it's about the memories. And the memories, get them on paper. The same thing with journaling. I usually journal when I'm done with everything, and then I go back and do it. Unless there's a specific page that I know I want to journal. So that's what I'm going to use. So from Tennessee, we went through Texas, and you can see we were taking pictures of the road signs. Some of them did not come out clear. Some of them did. But I just wanted to remember the states that I went to, or went through. So I'm going to trim this down. I don't need all this. So I am going to just trim this down to where I want it. Get all that out of the way. And then maybe right here, just take a little bit off of that. I think I'll keep that blue sky. And then we have Arkansas, and Arkansas was definitely something we had to take real fast because it was over us as we were driving down the highway. So we're just going to cut that. And again, they're not real clear but it's just to remind me of the states that we went through. And I think I'll just take a little bit off of this bottom here. I just want the road sign. All right, now because I cut that much off, I really want it to stay in line here, so I'm just gonna trim a little bit of that off too, there. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a piece of boho blue, my 8.5 by 11, and I keep my 8.5 by 11 sheets and my scraps all together in this plastic case or folder that you can get from Stamp and Storage. The link is below, and they have them for 12 by 12 too. For me, it's easier that way, and then I have all my scraps right there, so if I just need a small piece of cardstock, it's right in that folder. So I'm just gonna line this up and do a little bit of cutting here. Okay, and you can see I don't get real crazy about the borders. Of course, I do want a border a little bit around this, so we're gonna cut this one right here. All right, let's bring this one in, or these two, and we'll glue those right on there. I'm using Stamp and Seal for this. That is actually my #1 favorite glue. I'll line this up a little bit so I just get a little bit of an edge here. And I do thank you for taking the trip with us. Bringing back a lot of nice memories. We had a good time. We laughed about it because we're definitely not in our 20s anymore to do a cross-country trip, but we did it. And my son and daughter-in-law were very happy because they got the car out of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that right there. Let's move that up a little bit. And just trim that off just a tad. Okay, so we are going to do Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Right in the middle, just like that. And again, as I go through my pocketbook and things that I picked up along the way, I will add to this. Just going to put that right in the center. Yeah, I want it that way. Again, using my Stamp and Seal. And this will go in a page protector when I'm done, and an album. So add that right there. And I think I'll do this one just right here. So there's another page again. I'm going to add some more to that. I'm actually looking at adding some elements right now. These are our ombre matted dots, and you can see they are dark to light. So let me see. I think what I want to do is I'm just going to add some of these elements here. I'm using the Take Your Pick tool for that. So you get that right where I want it. Maybe one more. Oh, I think that's good. All right, I'm going to turn that around, and I'll go with, I want to keep those all the same color because that light color really pops. So I'll go with the next color because it's still pretty light. And I'm going to add that one right there. I've got 3 large ones on that side, so we'll do 3 large ones on this side. and then one little one. I'm going to swing it around this way, and I'm going to add that. So again, I'm going to actually use the ones I have here and just use the different colors. Let's do one here, one here, and one here. Oop. I think I want one more dark one up there. Okay. So you can see I just added a few elements to make it pop out a little bit more. I will be adding some journaling later on. All right, so for the next one, I'm going to bring in, again, some designer series paper from that same pack. And off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of it, so it is below. I'm going to do the same thing. This paper's in designer series paper's in the annual catalog. I'm going to cut. You see, I'm doing both together. They're thin enough, so I can do that. Let me just add this right in here. Okay, so I went through my stash of paper, or my 12 by 12 paper, and what I really wanted to use was our pecan pie. I didn't have that, but I have cinnamon cider that we used to sell, and that will work. I thought this looked more like a Santa Fe or New Mexico type, Southwest kind of color. So I'm going to add that one right there. And then I have one more. This would be pretty paper for a beach scene. And I have more of it, so I can do that when I do a beach scene. Maybe when we get to Santa Monica. Okay. So we're just going to add that right in here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my pictures. Here is the road sign from New Mexico. And then we went and visited this really nice church. So I have some pictures, even though that has a shade there, I wanted that because you could see the beautiful background. And there is, again, on the side of that church, we went to the New Mexico History Museum. And this is my girlfriend, Patty, outside, hugging the little dog. So I'm going to use this one. And again, I don't need all that, so I'm going to trim this off. I just want the New Mexico sign. Cut that down to about 2 inches. And I just want the sign, so I'm going to try to get that little sliver off right there. There we go. I'm going to bring in another piece of that cinnamon cider because I didn't have the color I wanted, and I'm going to put that right there, so that makes a nice little border. I'm going to go ahead and slice that right down here, just bringing it up just a hair. And then I'm going to go in and cut that. All right. Leaving those papers because I'm going to have to mat some more things. So these 2 pages are going to be New Mexico. So I am going to add that at the top. And then I'm going to bring in those pictures. It's going to be 2 pages. And that is the church area. That's the church area. This is the museum. So This was taken at an angle, and I'm going to leave it like that. I think it looks kind of cool, but I am going to trim off some of that. And then I'm going to mat that on a piece here. And outside of the museum, I'm just going to cut this down just a hair. So right about here, take off some of that part. And maybe just a hair on this side, that's 4 inches. I'll do 3 3/4. Now those are ready for me to mat. I have a lot more pictures. I took over 1,000 pictures, but I'm just grabbed a few to do the scrapbook with. And then the rest are on my computer, so I always have them. If I want to add more pages at any time, I can. We're going to cut that down right there. Again, just leaving a little bit of a border. And then doing the same thing with this one. I do use Shutterfly to have my pictures printed. I used to do them at home, but it got so expensive and time consuming. And Shutterfly is really inexpensive, and they do a great job. And I'm going to add these right there. So in the following weeks, I still have Sedona to do, Grand Canyon, Vegas, and then California. And then, of course, we flew back. I highly recommend it sometime. Go for it. Go see the U.S. We have some gorgeous states. So there is my first page for New Mexico. And again, I'll do a bit of journaling later on. I'm going to bring these in, and this is the church area. Now, even though this one didn't come out, I really like this picture because it just shows you what a beautiful day it was. There was a beautiful statue back there. Just a lot of shading. This one I am not going to cut down because I want that whole church in there. Inside the church was gorgeous. And then this one, I don't need this piece over here. Takes away from it. And we'll have this a little bit better. I'll put that right there. All right, so let's go ahead and mount these. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, follow me on Facebook, and share my videos with your friends. Okay, this one, we are going to go ahead and mount all the way down. I could cut off some of those trees, but I just like the way they look there, so I'm going to leave them. I'll have to go this way with it. I get a lot of emails and messages saying that you really enjoy Scrapbook Sunday, and either you've never scrapbooked or you want to get back into it. And the only thing I can tell you is just do it. It's like anything else. Don't wait to be perfect. Just do it. And the ideas come as you start working. At least that's what it does for me. Add that one right up here. Darn shadow. Well, truth be told, you know, having our picture taken, we were just grabbing people that were walking by asking if they'd take our picture. So not everybody is a good photographer, myself included. All right, let's bring these in. So this is the church. And then I'm going to add that right there. So now I have those 3 pictures of us in Santa Fe. St. Francis of Assisi, that was the name of the church. I had to think about that for a minute. Okay, that's a little crooked, so I just want to see if I can lift that back up. I didn't press it down too hard in case I wanted to move it, which I do. Let me get it a little bit straighter. There we go. Now let's get that a little bit straighter here. There we go. Now for this one, what I thought I would bring in, again, it just reminds me of like a Southwestern kind of thing, is our brushed metallic adhesive dots. And I'm just going to add some elements there. I think I want a little more there. I'm going to add journaling later and some other embellishments. But for now, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to leave this spot for journaling, and I do have another little element kind of thing that I want to use there from the church itself. But at least I have the start to New Mexico. So those are the quick pages for today. And again, this is New Mexico. Let's see if I could do this all the way out. Oop, wrong way. Let's go all the way down so that you could see both of them. And then, of course, the first page that I did, which was the road signs. And again, this area looks a little dark and plain, but I will be adding more to that as we go along from week to week. I hope you enjoyed watching this week's Scrapbook Sunday 101 and my journey through the United States from New York to California. Join me again next week when we'll be doing a few more pages, and I believe next week will be Sedona and the Grand Canyon. So until then, keep on scrapbooking, scrapbookers. Bye.